Hi, greetings everyone. Well, look at Gosei Sensei Dairanger now continues on with Another Hero Comes Forth. At a gourmet base, the four Diva Kings are praying to an eerie mask, and Shadam tells them their turn has come. They have long dwelt on their defeat against the Dairangers, and they should use this to empower them as the ritual mask makes the mask eyes glow. Elsewhere, Cameo is still on the run as the seventh Lila Jewel keeps chasing him. He runs through his apartment, locking his door before rushing out and hitting Kazu, asking for herself as the Rangers ask him about the jewel. The tournament screams as he tries to lock the window, and Kazu explains the need, but Kevin explains he turned into a turtle due to the crystal. The light jewel suddenly smashes the window and turns Kevin into a turtle again. Shocking Kazu as the crystal once again turns him human and runs, confusing Kazu. Kevin yells he doesn't want to be a turtle, and he's trapped by the staff of the Diva Kings. Kazu rushes to his rescue, but one of them breathes a powerful breath, forcing him to transform Kirin Ranger and attack, but gets deflected when attacking with a Star Sword until the Gorman stop their paviors. But Shadam tells Kazu to put his weapons down in order to save Cameo, forcing him to drop his Star Sword but throw his Die Buster to save Cameo, leading him to combating all the Diva Kings at once, who strangle him with rods and step on his feet. Shadam tells Kirin Ranger to be his puppet, and she pulls the demon mask and places it on his face. It glows, forcing Kazu out of his hero form and making him squirm as Cameo runs and the other Dairangers appear. Shadam explains Kazu has a bonding mask on, which will stay on him until he dies. He states he's going to make Kirin Ranger suffer excruciating pain as the Diva Kings force Kazu to rise, turning into a demon who attacks the other Dairangers, tossing them around as Shadam laughs and vanishes with the Diva Kings. But concentrated at headquarters, Master Kaku explains that this is a Baldu, the Gorma's most evil spell. The curse forces the one who wears the mask to listen to what their master says and suffer, ebbing their strength until they die. Rin asks if there's a way to break the curse, but Kaku states there is none. Angered, Shoji instructs Daigo to help him rip the mask off, but the two have a hard time. Shoji tells Daigo to get a saw, but Kaku states it's futile as the Tenma Ranger and Shishi Ranger prepare to operate, but the glowing eyes bend the saw, preventing its removal. Back at the quarry, the fishing Gorma 15 wonders about the curse of Baldu, and this is Shadam going all out. As the Diva Kings depart, the Emperor confirms that he is the one trying to save. Confirms that the one he's trying to save from hell is Akumaru, who rises from dark depths on the line. His hands from hell try to grab him. The boy telling him to let him go. The boy telling them to let him go. Elsewhere, Camel continues to be chased by the Lila Jewel, with Rin and Co trying to help him. Yufeng approaches Cameo and reveals the truth. He wasn't originally human. He was actually a turtle, but not any ordinary turtle. He's the super mythical key beast Daimogen. Cameo surprises Cameo reveals that during the Dai Gorma War thousands of years ago, it was a mythical key beast fighting for the Dai, but it loved peace and hated war. It took human form in the midst of battle and lived among humans, sleeping and waking for 6,000 years. However, Daimogen has emerged for the battle, which is why Cameo is suddenly turning into a turtle. Cameo covers his head, shocked by this, and trying to wonder if his whole life is a lie. Rin suddenly gets communication that Kazu has escaped headquarters. Concerning Cameo's, Ko keeps trying to grab the Lila Jewel. Cameo states that he likes Kazu, and Kazu tried to help him, which is why he is stuck with the mask on him. Thus, Cameo finally understands and will embrace his destiny, grabbing the Lila Jewel with ease in hopes of saving his friend. Kazu runs up a flight of stairs as the other Dairangers pursue him up to the roof, suffering as the Diva Kings keep chanting, forcing Kazu under their whims. Ryo, Daigo, and Shoji transform to confront the monks, but the Kopotoros appear, forcing the team to fight them as Ryo runs to Kazu. Cameo appears with the Lila Jewel, but is kicked back by Kazu. As he grabs him, the Trial Man sees he brought his Lila Jewel to save him, telling him to stop, crying for him to return. Kazu starts struggling as he climbs up railings, saying he has to jump to his death, but Ryo prevents him, stating their strength will save him. He tells Kazu to give him his Lila Jewel, which he does, before another Chan forces Kazu to attack with Rin and Ko joining the battle to fight off the Kopotoros before they're cleared by Daigo and Shoji. Yufeng suddenly returns, telling the team to take out Their heavenly treasure lilac jewels. What she do with Rio confirming they have all of them as Yufeng orders them to summon the key power bazooka. As the candidate said, Yufeng takes Ko and Kamio's lilac jewels and uses them to bestow life onto his weapon. The key power flying into the cannon as he states they've done their jobs and created the Super Kyryoko bazooka. As the masked Kazu marches towards the team, the light jewels are inserted as Yufeng realizes that the cannon may be powerful enough to destroy Kazu's Baldu mask. Joshi states Kazu won't die as the weapon is fired, breaking the mask and saving Kazu as he notices Kamio and the others there for him. Before they can help their friend, the four Deva Kings appear and once again fuse into their four-faced form as Kazu changes into Kirin Ranger. The team summons the key power bazooka with Kazu's Star Sword. The team uses a completed 5-die Ranger. The team uses as a completed 5-die Ranger's attack that knocks the fused being down, but has a growth bomb go off, turning him to a giant, rampaging through the city. The whole team summons their mythical key beasts, becoming Ruseo and one tiger. Before the latter becomes Kibadayo, an attempt to use the flying light sword again. But the fused Deva King snucks it away with the staff, knocking them all down. Kamio is knocked to the ground with his lilac jewel recalling Yufeng's words, using the power of the lilac jewel to become his true form. Super mythical key beast Daimogen. Kamio confirms he's a mythical key beast as he shoots at the Deva Kings before being knocked on his shell, wanting someone to turn him over, which Ryusei ultimately does. Ryo wants to Ryusuke, which Daimogen thanks him for, before Ryusei takes another assault from the Deva Kings, who fires his staff at them, knocking him to the ground. Further conceding it's been 6,000 years since meeting battle, Daimogen changes into the super mythical keyword Daimogen, sitting on 2 legs while firing beams from his fingers and telling Ruseo to recharge inside him, opening his body and allowing the warrior inside, defending with the Deva King's attacks, while stating he can't feel a thing. With the Ruseo recharged, Ryo re-enters the battle using his staff and pronouncing a new 7-piece fusion. Heavy Armor Key Palace, with the one tiger entering Daimogen's shell and the Heavily Key Palace and Ruseo standing on top. The new formation treads along the ground before Ruseo uses his staff to raise it high into the air before using the Great Crushing Death, dropping the massive being on top of the Deva Kings, crushing them to death. As the Dairanger celebrates the newest victory, Gorma 15 completes his fishing, grilling an Akumara as he rises from hell, as the Gorma boy thanks the Emperor and reseals Hellgate as the Gorma Emperor howls with laughter. Oh boy, that's not good. So I think this is a pretty unique episode, and it's a good thing that Kamio finally decided to, Kamio finally decided to accept his destiny, so yay. But yeah, also now I have to deal with Akumaru again, so yay. So overall, I give Another Hero Comes Forth 4 Megazords out of 5. Well, here, Genobits, we took the next episode of the day, Demon with a Golden Kick. So until then, in the words of Zordon, may the power protect you.